Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're doing really well. Welcome to a new installment of our series of conversations with top representatives from the global luxury real estate community. Today, we're going to divert from the usual high-end luxury segment that I have been covering for the past few months. And we are going to focus on the mid-end segment of the market, specifically in the Costa del Sol, through the comments of Marc Pritchard, Sales and Marketing Director of British property developer Taylor Wimpey. Confidence has been returning to the Spanish second homes market post-COVID. The last couple of months have seen a very positive increase in the demand of second homes and holiday properties all along the Mediterranean coast and the Balearic Islands. And Taylor Wimpey Spain has been playing a very active role, not only recently, but since 1958, since founder Frank Taylor fell in love with Mallorca during his honeymoon and decided to set up shop in the Iberian Peninsula. Taylor Wimpey Spain has delivered over 6,000 properties, mainly second homes in Mallorca, Menorca, La Costa Brava, and last but not least, the Costa del Sol. If you're familiar with Taylor Wimpey and their developments in our hometown Marbella, you will recognize immediately the quality of the product that they market. They have been catering to an international clientele of over 40 different countries for a long time now. And this is a conversation I've been wanting to have for quite some time, as I'm very, very curious to learn more from Marc and his strategic plan for the near future and how they have overcome the major challenge that we have all encountered in the last 18 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So without further ado, let's invite Marc into the conversation so he can share with us his insights.
There I am.
We made it, Marc.
We made it. Yeah, we did. It's actually the first time I'm doing this on Instagram, so I actually had to get our marketing department to sort this out. So
I appreciate it. I apologize for the inconvenience.
No, don't worry.
I think I need to seriously consider switching from live interviews to pre-recorded ones. Marc, thank you very much once again for your time. I know how busy you are, therefore it's a great opportunity to be able to have a chat with you and gather your insights on Taylor Wimpey Spain and how the current ecosystem and situation all across the Iberian Peninsula and Balearic Islands is treating you guys. So welcome.
Well, first of all, thanks a lot, Hugo, for inviting me, and thanks for having me, which is a great pleasure. It's been an interesting year. I mean, in 2021, I think very few of us expected this to happen. What's currently happening? August 2021 was for us the best-selling months the company has had in 63 years in Spain. So
congratulations.
No, we didn't expect it. Nobody expected it. If we go back 12 months and somebody would have told me that this year is going like it is, and I think it's generally, you can confirm that from your end and your end. I know the high-end market is working extremely well, but our middle segment, which for us is an average selling price on the Costa del Sol just under 500,000 euros, so 450, 480. On Mallorca, it's slightly higher. On the Costa Blanca, it's slightly lower. But it's being an extremely good year, and let's hope it carries on. Ideally, I would actually say that I would prefer seeing the curve not going up as it's going up at the moment. So
as quickly as it is.
Yeah, as quickly as it is. It's overcoming all of us. It's the demand. So if you look at website statistics, if you look at visitors, if you look at the leads coming in, if you look at the sales coming in or the reservations coming in, it's extremely encouraging. Absolutely.
Right. It's the silver lining of the pandemic, no? With all the negative and challenging times that we've had to to go through in the last 16 to 18 months. We're finally seeing a much needed recovery, not only within the real estate sector, but in the economy as a whole. And it's very encouraging.
Absolutely. I think the reason being, I think there's several reasons. I mean, first of all, I think it was the lockdown in 2020. People didn't travel, they couldn't travel, they didn't want to travel. So I think that's one big factor. They can get out now again, and they can travel, which is helping us. Secondly, especially I know that from Germany. I'm personally half German, half British. The situation we can see in Germany is that if you've got money in your bank account, if you're holding 25 or 50,000 euros in the savings account, you will pay penalty interest.
Right.
So it's 0.25%, 0.5%, 0.75%. So money, people with the inflation, having the inflation in mind, people are trying to get the money out and invest it. Property, shares, whatever. So I think lifestyle or holiday homes or second homes in Spain is one of the part where people are investing. Yeah. And what they're investing in is quality of life. Absolutely. I mean, at the end, what we're selling here in Spain, what it always has been is a little bit of, I think I always said it's what we're selling are illusions. So we're selling, the Mediterranean lifestyle. We're selling playing golf. We're selling the sun, 300 days or 320 days of sunshine every year. That's what we're really selling. We're selling a way of life, quality of life.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that, Mark, because I'm avid believer in the fact that it's not only about the asset nowadays, it's about the whole value proposition that we can offer as a destination and as a property developer, for example, or as a brokerage. People are buying into the lifestyle, into the whole package and those attributes that make a destination appealing, be it Marbella, be it Menorca, be it Ibiza. And I truly believe that, not because I'm biased, but I believe we have a very, very interesting set of characteristics that are appealing to the foreign buyers.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, why is Spain? You already started off in your introduction right at the beginning. We have all grown over the last 15 to 20 years with low cost, especially in my segment, in our segment, where Wimpey is nowadays, which is the middle high market. Is how can you get here? And you will always see that the locations which are near to the main major airports like Malaga, like Alicante or Palma de Mallorca or Barcelona on the Mediterranean coast. So the nearer you get to the airports, the more building, the more construction, the more activity you will have. Correct. Because obviously you've got low-cost air travel flying in there, and you've got a lot of planes coming in. At the end of the day, that helped us from the late 90s actually being there where we are today. So low-cost air travel has actually been very, very important to. It was actually a booster to our business, without any doubt.
Absolutely. Mark, let's dig deeper into your operations in the Costa del Sol, specifically in Marbella, please. And what are your current and future projects?
Well, starting off, when we started in the Costa del Sol was 1989. I think the very first development was in Los Castillos, where we had in Duquesa Golf. We had 90 apartments and built them, and that was right in the first big crisis, so 1991, 92. Then we pulled out of the Costa del Sol. The idea was actually at some stage to run the business down in Spain. And then in 1993, 94, it was actually the Germans came to Spain, especially first started off Mallorca. And that's what brought the business going again. The idea initially was to close the business. So in 1994, 95, we put a business plan together and started growing the business again. And the kick on the Costa del Sol was 1997 when we bought Los Arqueros Golf and Country Club. We bought in 1997 and we started building there. The clubhouse was there, the golf course was there, and one development was finished. And we started in 1997 and carried through actually literally just about 20 years, from 97 to 2016, 2017, when we finished the whole development, when we built roughly about 1,500 apartments on Los Arqueros, and there were about 150, 200 villa plots. Initially, we built some villas, but we didn't carry on with those, so we sold the plots off. What we have today and it's actually probably the most important region for us. The Costa del Sol is by volume and the amount of properties and sites we currently are running, which is 10 in total. It is the most important region. So we currently have developments starting in La Cala Golf Resort, where we have a joint venture with the FPD group, which is an Irish group. And they own La Cala Golf Resort and the hotel and the 3 golf courses there. And obviously they own the land too. So they have the land, we have the building and technical and marketing and sales facilities and knowledge. So it's actually
it's like a kind of joint venture in this case.
It is a joint venture, yes. It is a joint venture.
Correct me if I'm wrong, normally that's not your usual business model. You purchase the land and then develop it, correct?
Traditional property developer, we would buy the land, as you call it in Spanish, suelo finalista. So we always go for land. Strategic land in Spain is quite difficult. So we always go for land which is, well, literally with outline planning permission, where we can start tomorrow or in a couple of months' time, which is unfortunately always the case. You buy something and things change. But normally that is the case. You're right to agree. Yes, normally that's not our typical business model. But we do have 3 sites, 3 developments in the whole of Spain where we're doing a similar business model, which is, hey, it's actually quite good for us. It's you don't have to pay for the land. There's someone holding the land, so it's actually a good business model. And if you've got good partners, it works very, very well for both sides.
Absolutely.
So we have La Cala.
And how challenging is it becoming for you guys to find, not affordable, that's not the word, but competitive priced land, especially in the Costa del Sol? Because I grew up in Marbella, so I know how the prices have evolved. And first of all, there's lack of land. And second of all, the price is skyrocketing in the last few years. So I imagine this is a challenge that you're currently overcoming, correct?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's not only in Costa del Sol, that's all across Spain. That's the same situation. We have that same problem everywhere. In the Costa del Sol, it's very, as you know, Marbella itself is literally impossible. I mean, there may be a couple of pockets of land, but there's hardly anything available. So what we're doing strategically, we've moved out of Marbella. First of all, we went to La Cala. Obviously, we had this La Cala Golf Resort, which is one good thing. Then, obviously, we went to Benahavis. That was another step. Then we went further down to Estepona, and now we've gone as far as Soto Grande and San Roque Golf. So it shows you we wouldn't do that if there would be good land and affordable land available in Marbella. So yes, you have to move. You have to move the goalpost, and you have to move along the coast. Currently, we have land in Marbella, Nueva Andalucía, Marbella Lake, and that is actually performing extremely well, which is a new plot for 96 units. The first 6 weeks now have been extremely, extremely strong. We've sold, I think, something in the region of around about 25 properties, nearly 30 properties. So the first phase is not far off being sold out, which is actually slightly too quick. So ideally, you don't want to sell everything off plan, but if you sell everything off plan and you sell too quick, you're selling too cheap.
Absolutely.
So you have to price build, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So Marbella Lake is performing everywhere, but it's probably one of the last larger plots of land in Nueva Andalucía.
Because you completed in La Quinta recently. Well, you have Botanic in Los Arqueros, and then in La Quinta
we have 1 unit left. In La Quinta, we've got 1 plot for 14 units, which we're starting now, and it's actually coming up.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we have one. Fantastic. We have one that's called Crest. We have 14 apartments, 14 3-bedroom apartments, between 385 and 500 and a bit thousand euros. But we have another plot. We're moving up to Eastham, so we have a big plot up in Eastham for well over 100 units, 150 units, which will hopefully launch to the market next year. Which is actually not that far away. Obviously, you have to go up
up the road.
Yeah, exactly. Just going up, and then you have to drive a couple of curves. Fortunately, there are some curves, but it's like Los Arqueros 20 years or 25 years ago when we started in Los Arqueros 25 years ago.
Yeah, I was like, your mind is so far away, but we're just so spoiled in Marbella, aren't we? Because we think everything is miles away, and just kilometers seems like 50 kilometers in a different city.
Exactly. So we've got Eastham where we're starting. Well, hopefully we're starting next year.
Marc, when the general public, sees like 300, 400,000 euro properties, sometimes they're associated to low or poor quality. Taylor Wimpey Spain has proven to be the complete opposite, because you differentiate yourself from the numerous competitors by the high qualities that you provide with your properties.
I think that's the heritage of the company. I mean, obviously in the UK, we work in the middle market segment. We're a first-time home builder, so actually we do a lot of starter homes in the UK. The volume of properties in the UK, so just to give you an idea of the size of Taylor Wimpey back in the UK, maybe some of our people don't know us. We currently employ about 6,000 people back in the UK. We have about 240 sales outlets or 240 developments we're building. And we expect to legally complete handover to their new owners between 13 and 14,000 homes this year. So that's what we do in the UK. In Spain, we're just a small. We're
in comparison to the UK.
In comparison to the UK, we're very, very small. But going back to what you said, quality. It's a little bit of everything. I mean, at the end, it's everything built around it. You can deliver quality for good price. You can deliver good value for money properties without going into the million segment. Obviously, you have to manage it, and you've got to have a good supply chain, and you've got to be working with your subcontractors. It's the way you build. Obviously, we work in a way that we have our own site managers, and we have our own quantity surveyors. So the quality control is on our side. It's on our boat. So we don't have normally we don't sign key in hand contracts. So that's where we can save money.
So there's no money leaking from anywhere.
No, well, we try to have as little leaking as possible. Yeah, we have a very, very tight site and build control. Yes, absolutely. Right. And that's where you can save money, without any doubt.
For sure. I believe you will agree with me that the Costa del Sol has something that other European destinations doesn't have, which is the variety of nationalities, either living full time or purchasing second or third homes. We're seeing it with Menorca, with Mallorca, Ibiza. Yes, they are amazing and very busy destinations, but they're not year-round destinations. Is Absolutely. This something you, as a developer, are seeing when it comes to the amount of transactions, if you compare them from the Costa del Sol to the other markets where you operate in?
Yeah, absolutely, without any doubt. I mean, first of all, the Costa del Sol is much more cosmopolitan.
Right.
You can see that by the amount of nationalities we sell to on the Costa del Sol compared to the Costa Blanca and the Balearic Islands. It is a destination which works without any problem from the 1st of January to the 31st of December, which the Balearic Islands don't do at all.
The 4 or 5 months a year.
It's 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah, it's becoming more. If you're in and around Palma, it's a bit more year round. Ibiza isn't at all. Ibiza is a pure summer destination. Mallorca is getting a bit more. On the Costa Blanca, you have the southern Costa Blanca, which is a completely different market segment, but that works throughout the year too. But that's one of the reasons. Obviously, you can actually. We're looking for more land, and obviously, it's one of the reasons why the Costa del Sol for us is the most important region. It is much more international. You do attract much more buyers. We've sold in 2000, and that's even having in mind there are still travel restrictions in place. We've sold to 26 different nationalities this year on the Costa del Sol. The first 6 probably do count for 60% of all sales, but it's a big variety.
So, and if I may ask, are they the traditional, like UK, Benelux, and all these?
Yes.
Or are you seeing new nationalities coming in?
Well, we're always seeing, each and every year you have new nationalities coming in. And if we go back 10 years, we were probably selling to maybe 10 to 15 nationalities. If we look at 2019, where everybody could travel, there weren't any restriction, it was easy to go everywhere, we sold to over 40 nationalities. Right. So it does have to do if you can travel, if you can't travel. We have new markets coming in without any doubt. On the Costa del Sol at the moment, for us, that's our market segment, what we sell, the developments we sell. It's basically the Belgians, it's the Spanish, it's the British, it's the Dutch, Germans, and then you go into the Scandinavian market, Swedes, Norwegians, Danes, and the new market which is becoming very, very strong for us, but that's across Spain, is especially from Eastern Europe, is the Polish market. That's one market we've seen going very, very strong.
Both in the mid-range and higher end, the Polish are very strong in Marbella, well, in the Costa del Sol.
And we can see that similar thing happened with the Czech market. So there are a couple of markets which are coming in and getting more and more, and I think we will see that across some of the Eastern European countries over the next couple of years, without any doubt.
Not because I'm talking to you right now and because you are the head of sales and marketing of Taylor Wimpey Spain, but with all honesty, I'm a big fan of the marketing department that you guys have, because it's when you see a brand like Taylor Wimpey Spain or other brands that I won't mention, you can already tell within a couple of seconds what is the strategy behind their marketing. And I think that yours is very aligned with your company values and the mission that you have.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, first of all, we have a great marketing department. I think probably one or two are watching at the moment. So Reyes and Olga are doing a very, very good job. I think what we're doing, sometimes actually we probably could do a little bit more, but one thing we certainly don't do, we don't over-market anything. Rather keep a lower profile than going absolutely crazy. I think there's sometimes something we could do more, but I'd rather keep it a little bit lower profile, and not that I've got clients coming afterwards and asking myself, what have you done? You told me this, this, and this. But yeah, just tell the truth. At the end of the day, if you don't tell the truth and nothing but the truth, it will come back to you. And I think that's very, very important, that you sell something, well, first of all, you believe in, and you believe in the message you pass on. And our name, Taylor Wimpey, is good value for money. And we treat our employees and we treat our customers as good as we can, which is very, very important, I think. And not only the customers, both sides. I think if we would have unsatisfied customers, we will have unsatisfied employees. So both sides have to work. And after sales and customer care is a key issue. I mean, we're measuring our customer satisfaction index, and we've been measuring since 2004. And in this customer satisfaction index, which is a questionnaire we send out to our clients 8 weeks after legal completion, and then another one after 8-9 months, we ask them, listen, how do you feel? What we are doing right, what we're doing wrong, and would you recommend Taylor Wimpey to your best friend? And since 2004, 2005, the recommendation rate has never been under 95%. We will always have, and not everybody will answer. I mean, we all know that, but quite a few people do answer. And I think that's quite a strong figure, very, very strong message, if you can say that.
I have a few friends who have purchased over the years with Taylor Wimpey Spain, and they're all very happy. I think only one of them actually put it back on the market and made a profit out of it. They don't want to sell the properties. They just want to have them there. So it's a great investment. I mean, the ROI is pretty decent as well, but it's not only that, it's a valuable asset that, it's just good value for money at the end of the day.
That's what it is. And I think that's what we're trying to deliver, and that's what we're trying to sell to our clients.
Well, you're doing really well. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
A final question, if you allow me, Marc. Where do you see the market heading to in the next few years, and what will the role of Taylor Wimpey Spain be for the foreseeable future in the Costa del Sol?
Well, first of all, I haven't got the crystal ball. That's what I expect.
But I'm pretty sure you have a 5-year plan, or at least a 3-year.
We're doing the 5-year plans. Yeah, if they work out, that's a different thing. But yeah, we have 5-year plans. We do. The strategy at the moment is actually to grow the business further. We've got the backup. The UK is supporting us. If land deals are there, and if land deals are to be made, they will support us. That's the key to everything. We don't have the support, we won't do anything. And I think it's a business which we can grow, not crazy grow, but grow steadily in the regions we're in. We're not looking at opening up new regions. We're Taylor Wimpey Spain, so we won't go into Portugal, or we won't go into Italy or southern France. That's not our business. That's the business. We don't know that business. We're very good at what we're doing. We will remain in this market segment. We will try to remain in this market segment and continuously buy land, which is, as we said earlier on, which is the key,
challenge.
biggest issue, the biggest challenge we have. Yes. We have additional challenges at the moment is we do see in some places a shortage of material. That's starting to become an issue. Building costs will increase. I'm quite certain about that. Not only because there's a big demand, but there's a shortage of labor. We don't have qualified carpenters. You don't have qualified plumbers. You don't have qualified electricians, which is here in Mallorca, it's becoming a major issue, and in Ibiza even too. I think
which is ironic with the unemployment rates that we have in Spain, but we'll leave that for another conversation.
I think that's a different thing. But I honestly do believe that we'll have, specifically the next 2 years, 2021, 22, and 23 will be good years. If nothing crazy happens, which we saw 18 months ago. But I do believe we will have another 2 years of good business ahead of us. Yeah. I wouldn't go further than 2 years because it's difficult to predict at the moment with everything what's happening.
We have to be cautious, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Marc, it's been an absolute pleasure. I hope we can meet in person very soon. And once again, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Hugo. It was great talking to you. Thanks for the invitation.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.